Hey there, Navy.5184 here. Welcome to another music reaction. Today we're reacting to Pentatonix, My Favorite Thing. So, first thing I'm going to get off my chest is I did notice that this was on their Christmas album. I still have a very hard time really picturing this song as a Christmas song. This is a song, I know it very well because I absolutely adore Sound of Music. But this is not a song I've ever associated with Christmas. And I remember the very first time I ever heard it like on a holiday radio station. I think it was the Supremes version of it, and I remember my wife at the time, I was just in the argument, I'm like, why is this not a Christmas thing? This is not a Christmas song, you know. So I've had to come to accept the fact that yes, this is considered a holiday song, but this is probably the only holiday song that I do not associate with the holidays. So just need to get that off my chest real quick. But on top of that, though, considering that it is a holiday song, and this is Pentatonix we're talking about, I mean, in all honesty, I feel like they're the masters of, like, holiday music. You just be like, hey, we need a holiday album. It's like, hey, we got you. You know, it's like, I feel like, and I'm not saying that that's what I solely associate them with, but if you were to ask me if I was to pick any group, you know, it's like, hey, out of all the groups that have ever existed or are currently existing, you can only pick one to make you the perfect holiday album. This would be the group I would pick, to be honest, because I can't even really even describe why, but they just feel like when it comes to holiday music, they are the masters of it. Whether it's their own stuff or covers they do, it's just, they just get such a great grasp of the feel for it. So really looking forward to getting to this, as with any Pentatonix video. I mean, their stuff is just absolutely amazing. I do know that I do need to get into more of their live stuff, and I think I was originally, but then I just happened upon this on my For You page. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to skip Pentatonix doing My Favorite Things. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I'll leave a link to the original video in the description below. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey there, thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the content and would like to give some extra support to the channel, feel free to check the description for various ways to do so, some which will include an affiliate link to Dubby, which you use, you get a 10% off your order, and also a link to my merch store, which is constantly running promotions and deals, as well as a link to my Patreon page, which you can get exclusive perks and content. Naturally, liking the video and leaving a comment helps as well. Thanks again, and I will catch y'all down the road. That was not the setting I was expecting. Mitch is giving some evil mad scientist vibes with that outfit.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, red copper kettles and warm wooden mittens, brown paper packages tied up with string. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels.
Sounds great, just as I expected, though.
These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin
Okay,
sashes.
this setup.
That stay on my nose and eyelashes. Silver light winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Okay, so first thing I gotta bring up is the setup. I was not expecting a setup like this. I mean, looking at the table and everything, it's like, okay, it looks like, you know, getting ready for some sort of holiday feast, but I don't know, maybe it was just a costume. Like I said, Mitch at first was giving me like serious, like, evil mad scientist vibes with that outfit, and even with the sideburns too, which honestly, you know what? Now that I think about it, if we just like kept him like in this getup, but then just went to like a Halloween setting maybe, and then maybe had him pulling off the leads of something like Monster Mash or something like that. I wonder, have they done what Halloween stuff have they done? Please leave links if they have, because now I'm curious. That has really got me very curious, because I would love to see what they would do with that. Like I said, just Mitch, just definitely going definitely with a timepiece setup, and I would probably say even Matt too. Looks like he's kind of going with the period, but either which way, despite the fact that I wasn't getting a real holiday feel with it, not really taken away with it, I love the fact that they're kind of keeping the song up tempo. Sometimes, with songs, some people might change the tempo a little bit, not necessarily change the style, but this is one of those songs where I feel like it has to really kind of maintain its real up tempo feel in order to keep the feel for it. And I have to say, I'm actually kind of surprised. I would take back what I was just about to say. I was going to say I'm kind of surprised that this was such a strong Kirsten number, but now that I think about it, maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. I mean, I know that I've heard that she's had a couple of them, and it totally makes sense that this would be one of them. I would imagine that coming up, they'll probably start splitting the parts a little bit, but, I do actually kind of like the fact that this feels like a Kirsten heavy number. I'm so used to it, being, names are escaping me outside of Mitch, but probably just because I get Mitch slapped so much and I bring him up so much, his names, say, but, when I said Matt, was I talking about the right person? You know what? The blonde. I'm just going to say the blonde guy. Scott. There it is. Name came back. Scott. Watch me still be wrong. If I am, just don't kill me, please. It's been a long day, but either which way, so far this is still very enjoyable. I love that they're really still keeping with the spirit of the song, and let's go ahead and see what they got for the second half of this thing.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper pens.
She is really getting it hard with this, is she not? Oh, there we go, just like that. Mitch!
These are a few of my favorite things.
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so
Scott, I got questions. I thought Mitch was supposed to be evil mad scientist. Why are you the one with the skull?
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Nice. All right, y'all, that was Pentatonix with My Favorite Things, and it was just as good as I expected it to be. Setting and everything threw me off, and Scott kind of threw me off near the end because I was talking about how I got the evil mad scientist vibes from Mitch, but Scott's the one carrying around the skull. So, what's up with that, Scotty? I need some answers, Scotty. But all in all, though, very enjoyable song. It's just one of those songs. It's oh man, I really don't even really know where to go with this, because anytime I watch or listen, to the Sound of Music, because that was such a strong staple in my childhood. That's one of the few movies that I can remember where, if for some reason, like say my dad just threw it on, because he had the VHS for it, so he throw it in the VCR and turn it on, and it's like as soon as somebody figured out that it was on, it was just like, it wouldn't be announced, but it eventually turned into where everybody was there watching it, and it really even didn't matter when it was or anything like that. And then usually, I know during certain times they would always have it on TV, so that was like a family event. It's one of the few things where it's like if it came on, the family came together, so it always brings such warm, happy feelings and warm, happy memories to me whenever I watch it or listen to any of it. And getting older, and really actually understanding some of the things that was actually going on in the movie, because as a kid, I really didn't understand the whole thing with Austria, the Nazi takeover and everything like that. I really didn't understand, some of that stuff. But then as I got older and started, learning about all that, it kind of gave the movie a little bit more meaning and everything. And I think what still trips me up is the fact that is based on a real family. Obviously, they took, extreme dramatic liberties, between the musical and the movie, but still knowing that was really a real family, it's just so crazy to me. But the thing that I really appreciate the most about what Pentatonix did with this is one of the things that I always love about when I hear them do their covers is how much they really make the song their own, and usually tend to really keep the spirit of the song. And this is one of those that I'm really glad that they really worked hard to keep the spirit of the song, because sometimes when artists take a song and do a cover of it, it's like they really go to the extreme in terms of making it their own, like kind of even giving the song a different feel. And sometimes it works. I'm not gonna lie. A perfect example, I think, is the song "Hurt." Johnny Cash doing his cover of "Hurt," because when you listen to his version of "Hurt" and then you listen to the original Nine Inch Nails version of "Hurt," you get two very different feelings of the song. But see, at least with Johnny Cash, it wasn't like, I'm not going to say he disrespected the original, because there are some covers I've heard where I'm just like, y'all, you did not need to go all that extra. Because, I would imagine that it's very hard to take a song and kind of completely change the feel of it, without, I guess you could say, really disrespecting the work of the original. Johnny Cash, I think, did a great job with "Hurt" in really kind of changing the feel of the song, but yet not really disrespecting, the original work by itself. Even Trent Reznor himself, gave really high praise to Johnny Cash's version of it. But that's kind of like the best example I can think of really taking a song and kind of, really changing the feel for it, in terms of making it their own. Whereas with Pentatonix, they kind of do that, but the one thing that they really don't do is change the feel of the song. So it's like, you could listen to this and the way that they do it, it's like you could easily see it. It's like, oh, is this an original of theirs? But then you hear the original and you're like, oh, well, you know what? It's like they really kept the spirit of it. So it's one of those things I think that is really hard to do, is to really keep the spirit of the original while making it your own. So I really have to give them a lot of props for doing that. Everything they've done, I feel like they do a great job with on that, and it was a fun music video too. Like I said, it had me, kind of like tilting my head a little bit at times, but only just because it's like, not exactly what I would associate with holiday theme, but hey, it's all right. Pentatonix, they are somehow able to do these things and get away with it, so it's all good. But either which way, I think I'll go ahead and cut off there, and thank you all for stopping by and watching this reaction. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so, and also turn on the notification bell so you can be aware of any other reactions that come up throughout the days. And excuse me, be sure to check out my other Pentatonix reactions right over there. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll catch y'all down the road.